Hey Bounce fam, what's going on? Last time I did a video like this worked out pretty well, so I thought I'd just do it again. I got a few questions on Nexus backpacks and kind of had to go hunting down high and low for what I had in holdbacks. So I have like 4 in front of me right now that I'm gonna put up here, and I'm gonna go through these. Some of these are going to be a lot more competitively priced, far under whatever we would have for retail. Just because they are like either semi-customized pieces, fully customized pieces, or they are prototypes of a design. All right, but again, fully functional, everything is good. I just wanted to let you know. So wanted to start off with this one here. So I'm gonna start off with the front real quick. All right, this one here is done in 400 TX Ultra black. All right, it has the YKK aqua guards. If you guys don't know already, this one is a Nexus 20 liter. I'm going to do the same naming kind of convention. I'm going to start these as 20 at 20, so it doesn't make my life harder because I still have some pieces from the old video, and I'm going to just kind of review those at the end. So for number 20, it's going to be a Nexus 20 liter in ultra black. Okay, so this one here in particular, it has, let's get these papers out of the way. So this one here in particular, we're just going to go through all the pockets just to make sure you guys know what you're getting into and so forth. So it does have YKK aqua guard zippers on the outside. All right, on the inside of it, more paper. On the inside of it, we do have the lime green colorway. Okay, I believe it's electric lime is the color code for this one, if I'm not mistaken. It is hydro weave and it is ripstop. So we have this one here. All right, as you guys can see, it does have your MagLink compatibility over here, like a standard Nexus would. So you can put your, MagPouch, you can put your admin MagPanel, etc., MagLeash. Over here, little differentiation is there is an ultra pocket over here. The front part is stretchy. Okay, and then you do have the slip in the back. All right, you have another pocket right over here. Okay, and that is your front compartment. All right, we're gonna go zipper stuck in there. So then we're gonna get into the main compartment. All right, we're gonna get into the main compartment. As you guys will see over here, a little customization going on in the main compartment. If you guys can see, this is the back of the front panel. You guys have your pretty much standard Nexus 20 liter layout. So for those of you that are not familiar, you guys have this drop pocket over here. So zippered pocket, it's going to go down to right about here. Okay, so you have that. You have your 2 pockets over here. They go this way behind these. All right, then you have your drop pocket, and then you guys also have some bungee organization right over here. Over here you have your concealed pocket. All right, so the concealed pocket, the way it works is you can put some small items in here that you want to keep more secure, and then just close this flap over. Okay, customization on this part, I mean obviously this bag's heavily customized, but customization on this part, it has the bottle pockets on the inside, so it's completely clean on the outside. I would imagine that this will probably be somebody will really like this because there's a handful of people that I know in our group that are they like that whole clean, slim aesthetic. So this one does give you the option. They are ultra stretch pockets, so it does give you the option if you want to put a bottle inside. If you don't want to use them, look, you have your full capacity right over here. Okay, so that will be your main compartment. All right, then we're going to get into the tech compartment, which is at the back. All right, so opening up the tech compartment, you guys will see more green. You guys will see you guys have this pocket right over here. You guys have a attached key leash right over here. It'll still work with MagLeash where the magnets are in the front, not a problem. You can also throw a MagLeash right over here because there's a magnet here that keeps this shut. Okay, so this here is actually a few of these models have the removable system. So if you're really interested in that, I would recommend you pick up one of these because I don't plan to do the removable systems as regular drops any longer. It just, you know, the removable system, it just takes a lot more work. It takes a lot of time, and we found the demand is not, you know, as much. But for those of you that don't know, the way it works is you have this completely removable panel over here. It's Velcro backed, so you can take this out completely and put it in the main compartment, and then you can use this compartment for, you know, something totally different. You know, like you can hang a hydration bladder off of here with a hose if you wanted to. You know, you could put clothes back here. You know, maybe if you wanted to do a clean and dirty type of situation, you could do that. There is also a pocket on this one. So there's a hidden pocket right over here. Okay. Once you take this out, there's a hidden pocket right over here. There's a seam, and then there's a zipper. And let me see if I can show you guys. So there's a seam right here, and you have a zippered pocket right over here. So when we open up the zippered pocket, it goes in here, and you can actually get a completely hidden pocket over here. And the pocket, once you close it up, I mean, nobody will know it's there because it's covered by the laptop panel. Okay, so this panel also is suspended at the bottom. So you guys have a good like 1.5 inch worth of suspension at the bottom. So even if a heavy laptop or something goes in here, it's not going to hit the bottom of the bag, and it's going to protect your laptop. All right. So there is this piece is inside. All right. Now I'm going to go over the outside for you guys. And this is why I like the video a little bit better, because pictures just, you know, won't do justice. People won't understand it concretely. And I mean, these are, you know, they're not I mean, this will definitely be a good value, but they are not inexpensive bags. Obviously, you see these are made with really, really good technical fabrics, and there's a lot of thought and design that goes into them. So I feel this is probably the best way to do it. Anyhow, on the front, you guys have your lash points, right? So you guys got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lash points right over here on the front. These are good for attaching anything really. Carabiners, people like to hang their sling. So if you wanted to hang your sling, you could hang your sling off of it. If you had a pouch like this, you wanted to hang it off the front for whatever reason, you could do something like this. The world is your oyster, so to speak. I have another bag I'm going to show you guys, which we use this system a little bit differently. I'll just show it to you guys so you guys have an idea of what can be done. All right, so first things first, I'm going to go over the back panel. On this first piece, I'm going to go a little bit more in depth, so I don't have to go super in depth on all the other pieces, because the design itself more or less works the same. All right, so we do have these breakaway harness system over here, right? So this will completely fold out of the way. All right. So what you guys can see on this one is a customized piece. All right. So this one here, you have really good added support over here. Okay. Right in the upper back shoulder area. You have a complete air mesh breathable panel. So we have, this was not actually a release product. This is a custom product. If you guys have looked at our, standard Nexus bags, they kind of have, a mix of air mesh and fabric. This one here has a complete air mesh panel. Also, it has the elastic over here for your luggage pass-through, so it can clear, bigger trolley handles and things like that. So that's there. When you guys close this back up and you guys, clip this back, you guys will notice, obviously, you guys have your strap keepers, okay? But you guys will also notice that on this model, you guys do have the, other than the load lifters up here, these load lifters, these straps have been extended, so they're actually a little bit easier to pull down on. The customer wanted these extended, so you can actually just tuck them in here when they're not in use. You have those. I want to show you guys this feature right over here. So this is obviously our fidlock buckle. As you guys know, this is our fidlock buckle. It connects like that. You take it off like that. So when you're not using it, what happens is this normally dangles around. And if it was a clip or something, it would probably, it would still probably be a little bit annoying. But this is super annoying because it's metal and it'll clang to each other and stuff like that. So I developed this system a little while ago, and basically we embedded a magnet right inside of the strap itself. So there's a magnet embedded in the strap itself, and when you just pop it right there, it'll just magnet to the strap, and it'll keep it from going anywhere. And obviously we did two, because there's the female end. All right, so this is going to keep it attached over here for you guys. This is going to keep it clean here, so when you're using the bag, it's not flopping all over. Just a little quality of life improvement. And the magnets are completely invisible. You can't see them. They're behind the webbing, behind the fabric itself. So you can still use the webbing for whatever you want. It's completely behind the fabric in the strap. All right. So that there, and then little difference over here. If you guys take a look, this one, it has a folded over handle. This is how it was built. So it's an ultra folded over handle, a little bit more low profile, a little bit sleeker. So this one doesn't have that like a big thick handle that we have on the normal Nexus. Okay, so that is your first bag that I'm going to show you guys. We're going to call this number 20. Okay, so if you guys are referencing it, I'll put it down in the I'll put it in the video description as well. If you guys are referencing it, this one here will be number 20 right here. Okay. So I want to I want to preface that this one actually I tested out. Okay, so I'll definitely offer this at a much better price because this was my test unit. All right, you guys will see that I have like my personal clips on here. These are from Dan Matsuda, you know, one of my favorite makers. Just like you guys, I like a lot of different makers. I like to use their stuff, and I'm not all about like, oh, I can make everything. I'll do this, I'll do that. Whereas I do like to make different things. I also like to carry stuff that other makers have made, and you know, Dan Matsuda, I really like some of the pouches that they do, and I was testing this out to see how I could connect some of their stuff to our stuff. And, you know, the reason I do that, obviously, is for my own curiosity and just kind of to geek out over this stuff. But also, I know that you guys are really into, you know, supporting small makers, supporting small business and brands. And I like to make sure that the stuff we're building is not just like so proprietary that it doesn't work with, you know, other brand stuff. That's why we even opted like on the admin MagPanel, all the new releases, we put Velcro on the back of them. Even though it adds like just a slight amount of weight and depth to the admin MagPanel, I found that it's so much better now because not only can you use it on the internal compartments of our bags, but you can also use it on other bags. So kind of, you know, like your money goes a little bit farther with that, right? So this bag, I'm going to call this bag number 21. Okay. It's a white Nexus 20 liter. And this is in ultra white. Okay. 400 TX ultra white. All right. So what's different from this? As I told you guys, this is a test unit, so I wanted to thoroughly test out like the lash points and stuff like that with a bungee system. So I installed a bungee system. I'm going to sell it as is. It has a bungee system on the front. I tested it out, you know, with some heavy stuff. I tested it out, you know, like with some jackets and stuff. So everything works phenomenally. So this is one of those things that, you know, if you're going to be using this bungee system, you just got to keep in mind that these pockets over here, they're going to be just slightly, I mean, obviously now that's not loaded, it's not a big deal. You can get to your pockets without a problem. If it's loaded, these pockets are going to be a little bit challenging to get to. So you just want to, you know, your mileage may vary. You just want to make sure that you're not putting something so utterly important in these two front pockets, and then you have this thing loaded out. But it is a nice convenience feature to have. You know, I did it with the compression, so you could tie it down and, you know, like whatever you guys got to do to clean it up. All right. So this one over here does have the gunmetal zips. If you guys haven't noticed already, they are YKK AquaGuard zippers, but the pulls are the gunmetal. Okay. So on the outside, I'll probably take these off unless whoever buys it tells me that you guys want these Matsuda. You know what? I mean, I don't know that anyone's gonna want these, but if you want them, let me know. Otherwise, I'll take them off before it ships. Okay. Opening it up, you guys will see on the inside a little bit different. You guys have your Discovery interior, but you have your bright orange, blaze orange zips on the inside with the black pulls and the white paracord here. Really nice, striking colors here. You know, matches off the Discovery and everything really nicely. So there you have it. Over here, you have your mesh pocket, so you can see through what's inside. All right. So there's that. I'll just close this pocket up. We'll get into the main pocket. All right. Very similar to the last one that I showed you guys, so I won't go over this too much. All the pockets are pretty much standard. You guys have your concealed pocket right over here. A little bit different on this bag. What you guys will notice is there are actually double bottle pockets or double drop pockets, whatever you want to use them for. You have one on the outside, and then you do have one on the inside as well. Okay, so this will give you a little bit more versatility and organization in the bag, because as the standard release, it only has bottle pockets on the outside, not the inside. All right, so little difference over there. This one does have the big loop handle right over here. Okay, and this one also does have Velcro, so it is not a slick option like the other one was. This one does have Velcro. You got your black loop here, and you got your black 3-inch loop here, so go crazy with the patches. All right, getting to the rear compartment over here, just like the last one pretty much, this one does have the removable system, so you can take it out of here, you can put it in the front. It does have your hanging leash over here, so you can put keys or something else. Even hang a hydration bladder if you want. This one is also suspended, the 1.5 inches from the bottom. So what I wanted to show you guys is, if you guys look at the side now, you guys see these extra loops right over here. So basically what this is we built it, and it is a compression system, right? So you have your compression buckles over here. They're held in place by a little C-clamp gatekeeper setup right over here. All right, and basically you can put them on, you could put 4 if you want. You could put one here, one here, one here, here, and then you could put, you know, here and here. So basically what this is good for is if you're using the bottle pocket, like for the customer that this is being designed for, what he wanted to do was he wanted to carry like camera gear. So he's going to use the pocket on the outside for the camera gear, and then obviously, as you guys know, tripods or trekking poles or anything like that are longer items. So if you stuff them in here, they could wobble around, but then you'll have this compression, and you can put an extra one over here to really keep it compressed in there. And also it'll, you know, if you tighten it all down, it'll slim the bag down to the contents of whatever's in the bag. So that is what that was for. And so this one here was the first release prototype model. So I ended up testing it out. Okay. On the back here, as you guys will see, I mentioned before, different back panel, right? So we have our air mesh over here. We have our luggage strap over here. On this particular model, the luggage strap goes this way. So when you put it on the trolley, you're going to pop it down like this on the trolley. If you wanted to pop it standing up, it'll still work. You'll just need like one of those accessory straps. I actually own a bunch of them with the fake Cobra buckle system that you find off of Amazon. I like to travel with those. They're pretty good. They're like $9 or something like that. So I have a few of those as well that I use when I travel. All right. So now in the back, again, this was when I was prototyping this whole system, where I was trying to find this magnet thing and, you know, what I could do to solve it. So when I was building this bag with this customer, and this one is actually from when we did the founders event. So what we did is we put the receptacle right over here. So this one here, kind of inspired by Thermal Lift Workshop, shout out to Logan, who actually designed all of these fid locks and made these fid locks. So we got these through her. So this hardware was kind of integrated, whereas Logan sells a beautiful setup, completely her idea, not mine. She sells a beautiful setup where, you know, you can retrofit to different bags. And so I definitely check out her website, Thermal Lift Workshop, if you guys are interested in doing stuff like that on other bags. Well, we basically made it like this. And while I like this, I really do. I mean, you could tuck it in. I really like, you know, you have to loosen this a little bit, but you could tuck it in or leave it like this. This really does serve the purpose. The only thing is, I mean, this is mostly plastic. It's, you know, a little bit of magnet in there. So this one's not as bad, but it's still, this one does still wobble around. So that's why I just kind of kept on working, kept on tinkering with it, and then eventually came up with that idea to put the magnet there. So this one obviously doesn't have it, but what you can do is if you do want to simulate that feature, you can get one of those little magnets that like go on hydration bladders and stuff, clip it behind here, and then it'll clip to that. I've actually tested it on another bag, so I know that it works. Okay. So there's that. This one, if I didn't say it already, it does have the thick padded handle. And this one will be number 21, White Nexus. And to a degree, we're kind of still refining this one. This is one of the last pieces that I'm refining for this particular customer. This was probably one of the builds that took a little bit more time, but I like to. So one thing you guys should know about me, you know, when we do a custom product, if I commit to doing a custom product, it may take, you know, more time, obviously, but I want to make sure it's done right. And I mean, a custom product is very, very personal to the person that it's being designed for, and we want to make sure that it solves all the, you know, I guess, requirements that someone has, or, you know, improves their quality of life. You know, I don't want to make custom products and put them out there just for them to, you know, just, ah, man, I didn't like it, I'm going to sell it. You know, I kind of like, I mean, I know people have to sell their things when they do, but I just kind of, you know, if someone doesn't like it right away and they get rid of it right away, then I'm just thinking in my head, like, you know, did we not build it correctly? Did it not go exactly according to plan and so forth? So there's a lot of back and forth that I do on these custom products. Obviously, we're not doing anything like this right now, you know, but we have done it during Founders and maybe a couple times afterwards. So getting into this bag, I will name this number, I think we're on 22. All right, so we're going to call this number 22. Grab this pencil. And this is also the ultra white Nexus 20 liter. Okay, so just keep in mind that the one with the bungee system on the front, it is number 21, and the one without it is number 22. Okay, this one's obviously completely unused, completely brand new. But I'll show you guys. This one has the black oxide zippers on it. All right. Different from the gunmetal on the other one. It does have your YKK or YKK Aqua Guard on the outside, and it does have your orange YKK on the inside. These I'm just going to take out of the way. This one here, it does have this admin mag panel that comes with it in the matching white. This one here does have the Velcro at the back of it. Okay. This one clips just like that. You can also use it for a mag pouch. Otherwise, pretty much straightforward, just like the last one. So I won't get too much into this. I'll close this one up for you guys. Now, on the literally mirror copy of the last one, as far as the inside is concerned, you guys have your pockets right over here. You guys have your conceal pocket right over here. You guys got the Discovery, this beautiful orange zip system. You guys got the white on black going on over here. You guys have the full loop panel, and like I said, extra drop pockets on the inside. All right, so that is that. This is actually a really, really nice bag. This, I would say, is one of my favorite variations of this bag that we've done. But that's, again, your mileage may vary, I like to say. All right, this one here, it does retain that removable laptop compartment over here. It does have this, okay? So it's there. Use it as you wish. All right, so I won't get too much into that. I'll close that up. Now, getting to the back panel. Let me just try to compress it down a little bit. Getting to the back panel. You guys will note, on the back panel, there's a lot more fidlock action going out, okay? So, if you guys look over here, on this one here, we actually did the top. And I mean, it's really an aesthetic thing. It really, in functionality, this doesn't make any difference. It's just kind of nicer to look at, I guess. So it does make the bag a bit more premium. This one here has the fidlock buckles. And if you guys can see those fidlock buckles, that is our Discovery pattern that Logan from Thermalift Workshop, she custom did. And the fidlock will still operate as intended. And it will still work as a load lifter because that's what it is. It's just a little bit cooler to look at. All right, over here, we did integrate the magnet system. So you guys can take this, magnetize it there, okay? And now it's completely magnetized. And then when you want to use it, you just kind of connect it. And that's that, okay? People have asked me with these here, if you wanted to replace these buckles, okay? Since these ones here, this plastic is not the replaceable one. So what you could do is you could just cut this off with, you know, little clippers. It's not like super hard to do. I've done it on a lot of bags. You could cut this off, and you could get one of the units that you can kind of, you know, put wherever you want, or you can use a clip or something like that. You know, Duraflex has a lot of stuff like that. So if you really wanted to, needed to for whatever reason, or you just are somebody that doesn't like to have a sternum strap, cut it off, no problem. On this one here, you do have so this one does have the updated design for the back panel. So you guys have your points right over here, and you do have this strap here, so the bag will sit vertical on top of the trolley. Okay, so that one here is going to be number 22, ultra white. Okay, please just keep in mind 21 was the one that had the bungee system in the front. Okay, 22 does not have the bungee system in the front. Other major variation between those two was the luggage pass-through. One's in the horizontal and the other is in vertical mode. Okay, so that's going to be that. I'm going to go to the last Nexus that I have. This is the last Nexus bag right over here. Okay, this is a 30-liter variant of the Nexus. This one is, I actually don't have any more 30-liter variants. I did. Those went kind of quick because I guess people are traveling. Warm weather's coming up. It's time to go. I get it. 30-liter variant. Full loop panel. You guys got your loop up top. 3-inch loop over here. Okay. YKK Aqua Guard. Cavernous panel. Cavernous area over here. Storage area in the front U pocket. You guys can see it. Adding a MagPanel comes with it. Okay. You guys could also, if you guys had a MagPouch, you guys could also put the MagPouch in there. Just like that. All right, so you have that over there. You guys have your black oxide zips on this one as well. Open it up. You guys will see Discovery interior inside. All right, completely brand new, this piece. So it's basically like its smaller counterpart, just everything is bigger, right? Because this is the 30-liter variant. So you guys have everything just slightly bigger. Your concealed pocket works exactly the same. Velcro, put your stuff, concealed. Cool. You guys go on the inside, you guys are going to see this bag is obviously a slightly deeper compartment because it's a bigger bag, okay? Full loop over here. So you can put mods, you can put panels, whatever you want. You can attach stuff. I mean, whatever you want to your heart's content, you can fill it up in this panel. If you don't want to put anything on a Velcro, no problem. Use it like a regular bag. All right, it's there. All right. Getting to the rear panel. This one's a little bit different, a little bit cooler. So this one actually has a dual zone tech compartment. And this is like, so this is a version that probably you guys won't see again just because a lot of work has to go into it and it raises the price of the bag and everything. But this one does have your completely removable system. It does have your hidden secret pocket right over there that I showed you guys in the first variant. If you guys look at this, you guys have a full laptop sleeve right over here. So you guys can pop the laptop in there. And then over here, you can actually put either, it'll hold a full iPad Pro setup with the Magic Keyboard case. So you can pop that in there. Or you can actually stick like a 13-inch MacBook Air, you know, the smaller MacBook Airs. You can even slide those in there or, you know, whatever laptop of that size. So this one will actually hold a lot. And then in addition to that, even after you put all of that stuff in here and this thing kind of pops out like this, you still have room in this bag to put more stuff right over here unstructured. So I have a version of this that I found I can put a laptop. I mean, it does get heavy after you put all this stuff, but I could put a laptop, iPad Pro setup, and I could even put like, you know, like some clothes over here, or I can put like, you know, like some camera gear over here as well and pack it out. So that actually works for that reason. On this one over here, you guys will also note, before I forget, you guys see this extra flap of fabric right over here. So right when you go under this fabric, there is a grommet right over here, okay? There is a grommet right over here, and you can use this as a pass-through. So you can pass through things like charger cables when you're traveling. If you wanted to, like I said, use that as a hydration setup, you could do that, okay? And right on the back, it's going to come out right on the back, all right? So you guys do have that pass-through option for the bag itself, all right? Looking over here, you guys will notice it has the standard clip right over here for your sternum strap. Again, this can be changed out. It can be just cut off and removed, whatever you guys want to do. It does have your load lifters, which at this bag, very, very important. You guys definitely want those load lifters because it helps bring the bag closer to your frame, and it will help you a lot when you're carrying heavier loads. Over here, you guys have your trolley handle, pretty generous trolley handle, obviously, because it's a larger bag. So you guys have that and this one does go on this way, so you would put the bag on this way. Again, like I mentioned, if you needed to carry the bag upright, which I know a lot of people like to do these days, on a bag like this, simply, well, there are a couple things you could do, and I'll just, while I'm doing this video, I'll show you guys. There are a couple hacks, I guess, you could do if you really wanted to. But what I found easy is just buying one of those straps and wrapping it around. But since these are removable, right? Since these are removable, you could get them on the trolley handle. And obviously you could do it with the sternum strap too, where you put the sternum strap over, cinch it, and it'll hold, because the bag is, I mean, a 30-liter bag, this holds a minimum of 30 liters. You could probably get 35 out of this if you really packed it out. So it's not really going to move around too much on your trolley handle. But if you really wanted to, you could crisscross these straps and right through your trolley handle, and that would also keep it from literally going anywhere. So there, you don't think that just because the just because this is going in this direction, you can't stand it upright. If you had to, you definitely can. All right. So this one here will be number 23. Okay. I'm gonna label this as number 23, and this is a ultra black 30-liter Nexus, and this one here will be number 23. Okay. As you guys will note, on the top it does retain the on the top it does retain the full-size grab handle right over there. Okay. So that is number 23. And get this one. Oh, let's put it up over here. Let's get that out of the way. A couple other pieces that I didn't mention before, and I'll just call these 24. I do have these. So if anybody is interested in a Dapper Satchel Plus, customized in Ultra Grid Black Beauty on the outside, inside I believe with slate blue. Yeah, slate blue on the inside. Okay. This one here, it is the previous design. So the front panel, it just opens the way the previous design used to. It doesn't open all the way down, and as such, it doesn't. You can put an admin mag panel in it, but it doesn't have the magnets for the admin mag panel, because that was a design decision that we had made afterwards. Other than that, still Dapper all day. You guys can see over here, you guys have your little tech pocket right over here. You guys have your organization over here. And this is the Dapper that started it all. Okay? So there's this one. If anyone's interested in that, just say you're interested in the Dapper. And there is a matching full-size mag pouch as well. If you're interested in that, I'll just leave that in there. In addition, I do have a different mag pouch right over here that is also available. It is a ultra white mag pouch. On the inside, you do have the Discovery with the orange. Okay, so it'll match really well with one of those orange bags. If you guys haven't seen this model before, it is padded. It has EVA foam over here, and then over here you do have a kind of like a pencil sleeve, or you can put a, you know, like Apple Pencil or something in there, whatever, flashlight, whatever you wanted to put. So I do have that, okay, and I do have one extra unit of the small in the Panda colorway. Okay, so this is available as well, and we do have one Pandamonium Dapper Satchel Plus to go with it. So there's a Pandamonium Dapper Satchel Plus right over here, and this one here has the reverse coil zippers on it. Okay, so there's that. I hope that worked out for you guys. I hope this video was informative and helpful. And obviously, if you're interested in anything, please in the Facebook group, would much appreciate it. And otherwise, just send me a DM. We'll love to help you guys out with that. And see you guys in there. All right. Thank you so much.